Welcome back. Coinology. The 1962 United States 1-cent coin, often simply referred to as the 1962 Denver penny, is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that continues to capture the imagination of coin collectors around the world. While at first glance it may appear as just another Lincoln cent, the 1962 D coin carries with it a remarkable legacy, both in terms of its historical context and the intricate details that make it a valuable collector's item today. The coin was minted during a period of significant cultural and economic change in the United States, a time when the country was navigating the complexities of post-World War II prosperity, the early stages of the Cold War, and the growing momentum of the civil rights movement. This historical backdrop adds a layer of depth to the 1962 D penny, transforming it from a mere monetary object into a tangible piece of American heritage. The mint mark, a small d located just below the date on the obverse of the coin, signifies that this particular cent was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the three major mints responsible for the mass production of United States coinage. The Denver Mint, established in the early 20th century, had by the 1960s become renowned for its consistent coin quality and distinctive minting characteristics, which makes identifying a Denver minted coin crucial for collectors aiming to understand the subtleties of coin rarity and value. The 1962 D penny is part of the Lincoln Cents series, which has been in continuous production since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The obverse of the coin features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design crafted by the celebrated sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image on the penny was revolutionary at the time of its introduction, marking the first time a U.S. president appeared on circulating coinage. By 1962, Lincoln's portrait had become an enduring symbol of American ideals, and the continued use of Brenner's design speaks to its timeless appeal. Every detail of Lincoln's face, from the contours of his beard to the expression in his eyes, was carefully sculpted to convey both dignity and approachability, making the penny not only a tool of commerce but also a miniature work of art. Collectors often examine the details of Lincoln's bust closely, searching for variations in the die, minor scratches, or signs of wear that can significantly affect the coin's grade and market value. The reverse of the 1962 D cent, meanwhile, displays the iconic wheat ears design, known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny Reverse, which frames the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design, also created by Brenner, was used from 1909 to 1958 in its original wheat configuration, and by 1962 the design had transitioned into the modified Lincoln Memorial Reverse. However, for certain special releases and patterns, the wheat design remained a point of historical reference for collectors, illustrating the evolution of U.S. coinage aesthetics. The careful craftsmanship of the reverse, from the finely etched lines of the wheat stalks to the precise lettering, demonstrates the meticulous attention to detail characteristic of mid-20th century minting practices. The physical specifications of the 1962 D penny contribute to both its collectible appeal and its practical utility. The coin weighs precisely 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, dimensions consistent with the standard U.S. 1-cent coin of the period. Composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the 1962 D penny has a distinctive reddish-brown hue that collectors often prize for its aesthetic qualities. Over time, the copper in the coin oxidizes, creating a natural patina that can range from deep mahogany to rich golden brown, and coins with particularly attractive toning are often valued above standard market rates. The composition also contributes to the coin's durability, allowing many specimens to survive in excellent condition decades after their initial minting. The edge of the coin is smooth, with no reeding, which is typical for cents of this era. Numismatists often note that even slight variations in weight or thickness, which can occur due to die wear or minor production inconsistencies, may indicate an error coin, further increasing the coin's rarity and value. In terms of minting volume, the Denver Mint produced a significant quantity of 1962 D pennies, yet the survival rate of high-grade examples remains limited. Millions of these coins were circulated, used daily in commerce, and often subjected to the wear and tear of pockets, cash registers, and coin jars. As a result, finding a 1962 D penny in mint state condition, with sharp details and minimal surface imperfections, is a rare occurrence that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. The grading of coins, as defined by organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, plays a critical role in determining the market value of a 1962 D penny. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or higher, indicating exceptional condition with little to no signs of wear, are particularly sought after by investors and collectors alike. It is in these higher grades that the true monetary potential of a 1962D penny becomes apparent, sometimes commanding prices that far exceed their nominal face value. For instance, while a circulated 1962D cent might be worth only a few cents to a collector, a pristine uncirculated example can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its grade and rarity. The history of the 1962D penny is intertwined with the broader economic and political climate of the early 1960s. At the time, the United States economy was robust, yet the penny remained a symbol of both practicality and symbolism. The cent represented the accessibility of currency, allowing every citizen, regardless of wealth, to engage in everyday transactions. The 1962D penny also reflects subtle technological advancements in coin production. By this period, the Denver Mint had implemented more precise striking techniques and better quality control measures than in previous decades, ensuring that the coins exhibited clearer details, sharper rims, and more consistent metal composition. These technological improvements, though incremental, played a key role in the modern collector's ability to differentiate between minor die variations, doubled dies, or other mint errors, which can add significant value to a single coin. The 1962D penny, therefore, is not only a representation of Abraham Lincoln and the United States but also a testament to the evolving artistry and precision of mid-20th century minting practices. From a market perspective, the 1962D penny has been steadily increasing in value over the years, reflecting both its historical importance and the growing interest in Lincoln cents among collectors. While the coin's face value remains 1 cent, its actual worth can vary dramatically depending on factors such as condition, rarity, and provenance. Recent market trends have shown that well-preserved specimens of the 1962D cent can command prices of several $100s, with exceptionally rare or high-grade examples reaching into the thousands. In extraordinary cases, unique specimens with rare minting errors or flawless surfaces have been rumored to attract offers in the tens of thousands, and certain market estimates have even suggested a potential valuation approaching the $160 million mark under highly speculative scenarios, particularly when considering the cumulative worth of extremely rare collections that include this coin. These valuations underscore the significance of the 1962D penny not only as a piece of numismatic interest but also as an asset capable of attracting serious investment attention. Collectors seeking to acquire a 1962D penny are advised to pay close attention to several key characteristics that can affect value. First, the coin's overall condition, including luster, strike sharpness, and absence of scratches or discoloration, is paramount. Second, specific die variations or errors, such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes, can dramatically enhance a coin's desirability and price. Third, provenance and certification play a crucial role in market perception. Coins that have been professionally graded and come with a documented history of ownership are generally considered more trustworthy and valuable. It is also worth noting that environmental factors, such as how the coin was stored over the decades, can influence both appearance and long-term preservation. Collectors of the 1962D penny often seek out the rarest varieties and subtle anomalies, as these can dramatically increase a coin's value. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1962D cent is the potential for minor die errors, which occur when the minting dies, the steel stamps used to strike coins, develop imperfections over time or are improperly aligned during the striking process. Examples of errors that collectors might encounter include doubled dies, where certain letters or numbers appear twice, slightly offset, repunched mint marks, where the D is stamped more than once in slightly different positions, and off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned and does not fully imprint onto the blank planchet. While these errors might be considered mistakes from a production perspective, they are highly prized in the collector market because they are rare, unique, and instantly recognizable to those with a trained eye. The rarity of these error coins contributes to the speculative valuations that some 1962D pennies can reach, further fueling excitement among investors and numismatists. Not all 1962D pennies are created equal, and discerning collectors know that subtle differences in strike quality, luster, and toning can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a high-value specimen. The term strike refers to how well the design is impressed upon the coin by the die. A fully struck 1962D penny displays sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and collar, as well as clearly defined lettering and rim edges. Collectors often use magnification to examine these details, searching for evidence of doubling, die cracks, or even faint die polish lines that indicate the coin's production process. Toning, the natural color that develops on copper over decades, is another factor that can enhance value. A beautifully toned 1962D penny, with deep reddish-brown or golden highlights, can sometimes be more desirable than a technically flawless coin with dull coloring, as the toning adds a sense of uniqueness and aesthetic appeal. In this way, each 1962D penny carries a story not only of its creation at the Denver Mint but also of its journey through decades of circulation and storage. Historical context plays a significant role in understanding the 1962D penny's appeal. The early 1960s were a transformative time in the United States. Social change, technological advancement, and economic growth defined the era. The Lincoln cent, by then more than half a century old, had witnessed these transformations firsthand, passing through the hands of countless Americans in daily life. Children would save them in jars, stores would use them as change, and families might have kept them as part of small coin collections. The 1962D penny thus serves as a tangible connection to mid-20th century America, a period of optimism, innovation, and cultural evolution. This historical resonance adds an intangible layer of value to collectors, who are drawn not only to the coin's physical attributes but also to the narrative embedded within each piece of copper. Notable auctions and sales of 1962D pennies have reinforced their status as sought-after collectibles. Over the years, coins with rare minting anomalies or exceptionally high grades have appeared in major numismatic auctions, attracting competitive bidding from collectors and investors. For example, certain MS-66 or MS-67 examples of the 1962D penny have sold for several $100s, while error coins with doubled dies or repunched mint marks have commanded even higher prices due to their scarcity. Auction catalogs often highlight the coin's provenance, condition, and any unique features, giving potential buyers detailed insight into the coin's history and value. High-profile sales are closely monitored by collectors, as they set market benchmarks for what similar coins might be worth in private transactions or future auctions. This market visibility creates a sense of anticipation and excitement around the 1962D penny, encouraging both new collectors and experienced investors to participate actively in the numismatic community. Understanding the grading system is crucial for anyone seeking to assess the value of a 1962D penny. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating superior condition. Circulated coins, which show varying degrees of wear, typically fall between grades 1 and 60, while uncirculated coins, or those with no visible wear, are graded MS-60 and above. Coins graded MS-65, MS-66, and higher are considered exceptional and are relatively rare, especially for pennies that have been in circulation for over 60 years. Professional grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, authenticate and grade coins, providing buyers and sellers with confidence in the coin's condition and legitimacy. Certified coins with high grades often sell at a premium, as buyers are assured they are acquiring a genuine and well-preserved specimen. For the 1962D penny, this certification process is particularly valuable, given the prevalence of circulated examples and the market's sensitivity to condition and detail. The economic aspect of collecting 1962D pennies is fascinating. While the face value of the coin remains 1 cent, the collector and investment value can increase exponentially depending on condition, rarity, and historical significance. Market trends indicate that high-grade 1962D pennies, particularly those with unique errors, are highly sought after, and prices have steadily increased over the decades. Coins that might have been casually saved by families in the 1960s can now represent significant financial value for collectors or investors who recognize the scarcity of pristine examples. In some speculative analyses, especially when considering large-scale collections or ultra-rare error coins, estimates have been made suggesting valuations of up to $160 million for combined holdings, demonstrating the potential for extraordinary financial outcomes in the rarefied world of numismatics. This extreme scenario is illustrative rather than typical, but it highlights the level of interest and perceived value that the 1962D penny can achieve in the collector market. Beyond monetary value, the 1962D penny is also a teaching tool for understanding American coinage and minting history. Collectors and educators alike use it to explain concepts such as die variation, mint marks, metal composition, and circulation patterns. The coin's copper zinc alloy, smooth edge, and precise weight make it an ideal example for demonstrating basic numismatic principles. By examining a 1962 D penny, students and novice collectors can learn to identify key features, assess condition, and appreciate the intricate design elements that characterize U.S. coins. The coin thus serves a dual purpose. It is both a collectible item of financial and historical interest and a practical tool for education and skill development within the numismatic field. Another important factor in the 1962 D penny's allure is its accessibility to collectors of all levels. Unlike some rarer coins that require significant investment, many 1962 D pennies are still obtainable for moderate sums, particularly circulated examples. This accessibility allows new collectors to engage with the Lincoln Cents series without the barrier of high costs, while providing experienced collectors opportunities to seek out rare, high-grade specimens to complete specialized collections. The coin's blend of historical importance, aesthetic appeal, and potential investment value ensures that it remains a favorite among both novice and veteran numismatists. Moreover, the coin's presence in countless coin collections, estate sales, and even old jars of coins means that many specimens continue to surface in the market, maintaining a dynamic and active trading environment. The cultural significance of the 1962 D penny also cannot be understated. As a coin that passed through ordinary Americans' hands during the transformative 1960s, it serves as a reminder of the era's social and economic realities. From the perspective of design, Lincoln's portrait embodies ideals of leadership, honesty, and perseverance, reflecting the values that many Americans associated with their national identity. The coin's reverse, with its precise inscriptions and detailed imagery, reinforces the sense of national pride and continuity. Collectors often report a sense of connection to history when handling 1962 D pennies, appreciating not only their aesthetic and financial value but also the stories and memories embedded within these small, everyday objects. The penny's ability to bridge generations and connect the present to the past is a key reason for its enduring popularity in the numismatic community. The 1962 D penny has found its way into some of the most prestigious and renowned coin collections in the world. These collections often serve as benchmarks for collectors, showcasing not only rare specimens but also examples in impeccable condition that set market standards. One famous example includes collections curated by prominent numismatists and investors who have spent decades acquiring Lincoln Cents with specific mint marks, rare die variations, or exceptional toning. These collections often highlight coins that are not only pristine in condition but also historically significant, with well-documented provenance that traces their journey from the Denver Mint to private hands and eventually to the auction block. The presence of the 1962 D penny in such esteemed collections elevates its status, giving it both cultural and monetary significance that transcends its original face value of 1 cent. Collectors and enthusiasts studying these collections gain insight into what makes a coin truly valuable, a combination of rarity, condition, historical context, and aesthetic appeal. Some of the most remarkable 1962 D pennies are those with documented errors, such as doubled dies or repunched mint marks, which have become legendary among numismatists. Doubled dies occur when the die itself strikes the planchet twice slightly misaligned, creating a subtle yet highly noticeable doubling effect on letters or numbers. In the case of the 1962 D penny, these doubled die coins are extremely rare and often command premium prices at auction. A single doubled die penny in uncirculated condition can sell for several $1,000s, depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's overall grade. Similarly, repunched mint marks, where the D is struck multiple times in slightly different positions, create an intriguing visual anomaly that collectors prize. These varieties not only enhance the coin's value but also provide a tangible connection to the production techniques and challenges faced by the Denver Mint during the early 1960s. Collecting and studying these error coins has become a specialized field within numismatics, drawing enthusiasts who seek both the thrill of discovery and the prestige of owning one-of-a-kind pieces. Comparative analysis with other Lincoln Cents provides further insight into the unique appeal of the 1962 D penny. For example, pennies minted in Philadelphia during the same year carry no mint mark and often exhibit slightly different die characteristics and strike quality. While both the Philadelphia and Denver coins share the same basic design, subtle differences in metal composition, die wear, and production processes create distinctions that collectors meticulously document. The 1962 D penny is often preferred among collectors because of the Denver Mint's reputation for sharp strikes and consistent quality control during this period. Moreover, the presence of a mint mark adds a layer of collectability, allowing enthusiasts to track the geographic origin of the coin and explore the nuances of U.S. minting practices. In many cases, completing a Lincoln cent collection requires acquiring examples from multiple mints, including Denver, Philadelphia, and occasionally San Francisco, making the 1962D penny an essential component for both historical completeness and investment potential. International interest in the 1962D penny has grown over the decades, reflecting the global appeal of American coinage. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East actively seek Lincoln cents as part of broader numismatic collections, appreciating their historical significance, design, and relatively accessible entry point compared to rarer U.S. coins like large cents or early silver dollars. The 1962D penny, with its mid-20th century origin, is particularly attractive to international collectors who value American history and the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. Online marketplaces and international auctions have made it easier than ever for collectors worldwide to acquire high-grade specimens, further increasing demand and creating a more dynamic, competitive market. This international appeal also means that pricing trends are influenced not only by domestic interest but by global collectors who recognize the coin's historical, aesthetic, and investment value. The investment potential of the 1962D penny continues to intrigue both collectors and financial observers. Unlike traditional forms of investment such as stocks, bonds, or real estate, coins like the 1962D penny offer tangible, portable assets that combine historical significance with scarcity. Investors often focus on acquiring high-grade, certified coins that are likely to appreciate over time due to limited supply and increasing demand. Market analysis shows that coins with top-tier grading, MS65 and above, experience consistent price growth, particularly when paired with rare die variations or error features. Speculative scenarios, while extreme, have estimated that the combined value of a full set of high-grade 1962D pennies and other Lincoln cents with exceptional provenance could approach astronomical figures, sometimes cited as high as $160 million for extraordinarily curated collections. While these figures are not typical for a single coin, they illustrate the remarkable potential of numismatics as both a hobby and a serious investment discipline. Provenance, the documented history of a coin's ownership, further amplifies the value of 1962D pennies in the collector market. Coins that can be traced back through decades of ownership, particularly when associated with famous collections, prestigious auctions, or historical events, often command significant premiums. Provenance assures buyers that the coin is authentic, well-preserved, and historically meaningful, adding a layer of credibility that uncertified coins may lack. High-end collectors and investors prioritize provenance alongside condition, grading, and rarity, recognizing that these combined factors contribute to both the market value and the historical narrative of each coin. A 1962D penny with documented provenance from a notable collector or auction can sell for multiples of its standard market price, illustrating the importance of historical record-keeping in numismatics. Famous auctions have highlighted the potential of the 1962D penny to achieve remarkable results. Auction houses specializing in rare coins often feature high-grade 1962D pennies as part of Lincoln cent collections or error coin lots. Competitive bidding, particularly when multiple high-end collectors participate, can drive prices significantly above retail or previous sales benchmarks. In addition to traditional in-person auctions, online bidding platforms have expanded access to global audiences, allowing collectors and investors from around the world to participate in acquiring rare specimens. The visibility of these sales, often accompanied by detailed descriptions, high-resolution photographs, and grading certifications, helps establish market standards for the coin and informs future pricing trends. Observing auction results over time provides valuable insight into the evolving demand for 1962D pennies and guides both casual collectors and serious investors in their acquisition strategies. The role of certification in maximizing the value of a 1962D penny cannot be overstated. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC receive an official grade, encapsulated in tamper-evident holders that preserve the coin's condition and guarantee authenticity. Certification protects both buyers and sellers by reducing the risk of counterfeit coins, misrepresented grading, or misidentified die varieties. High-grade certified coins often sell for a premium, as collectors are willing to pay extra for the assurance that the coin meets rigorous professional standards. For the 1962D penny, certification is particularly valuable because subtle variations in strike, toning, or mint mark placement can dramatically affect value. Collectors frequently rely on certified examples as benchmarks when evaluating other coins, making professional grading a cornerstone of the numismatic market for Lincoln cents. Investing in 1962 pennies requires a combination of careful observation, historical knowledge, and strategic decision-making. While some collectors acquire coins purely for their aesthetic or historical appeal, serious investors approach the 1962 penny as a tangible asset, aiming to maximize long-term value while minimizing risk. A core principle of investment in these pennies is focusing on high-grade, certified coins. Coins graded MS65 and above are particularly desirable because they have been preserved with minimal wear and exhibit the sharpest details. The difference in value between a circulated coin and an MS66 or MS67 example can be staggering, often hundreds or even thousands of times greater than the coin's face value. Therefore, acquiring coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by services such as PCGS or NGC is a critical first step for investors seeking serious returns. Historical pricing trends provide essential context for understanding the investment potential of 1962 pennies. In the decades following their minting, these pennies were largely circulated and treated as everyday currency, leaving a limited number of uncirculated specimens available to collectors. As a result, market value has steadily increased over time, reflecting both scarcity and growing interest in Lincoln cents. For example, in the 1980s, a high-grade 1962 penny might have been valued at just a few tens of dollars in professional markets. By the 2000s, prices for comparable MS65 coins had increased to several $100s, while top-tier examples, particularly those with rare die errors or exceptional toning, could command prices exceeding $1,000. Observing these trends highlights a consistent upward trajectory, suggesting that continued interest, combined with the limited supply of pristine examples, could support further appreciation in value in the coming years. Investors who purchase and hold carefully selected 1962 pennies may therefore benefit from long-term market growth, particularly as younger collectors enter the market seeking these historical coins. Die study and analysis are another essential aspect of investing in 1962 pennies. Each coin is struck using engraved steel dies, which imprint the design onto the planchet. Over time, dies can develop small imperfections, cracks, or signs of wear, and these variations often create coins with unique characteristics. By studying die markers, collectors can identify varieties such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or small die cracks that enhance value. For example, a 1962 penny with a subtle doubled die on the Liberty inscription can be far more valuable than a standard example. Similarly, repunched mint marks, where the D appears slightly offset due to a second impression, are highly collectible. Serious investors often work closely with detailed die study guides, reference books, and online databases to identify these variations and assess their rarity and market demand. Understanding die characteristics not only allows collectors to acquire the most valuable coins but also helps avoid overpaying for standard examples that lack investment potential. Toning and luster are additional factors that can dramatically affect the value of a 1962 penny. Over decades, copper develops natural oxidation patterns that can result in a wide range of hues, from deep chocolate brown to reddish gold highlights. Some coins develop rainbow toning, with iridescent colors across the surface, which is particularly prized among collectors. The quality and attractiveness of a coin's toning can enhance its desirability even beyond what the grade alone might suggest. Investors often seek coins with visually appealing toning, understanding that collectors and auction participants are willing to pay premiums for specimens with unique coloration. Similarly, luster, the subtle sheen that remains from the original minting, indicates how well a coin has been preserved and is a key factor in determining its market value. Coins with full, original luster and eye appeal are considered top-tier examples and often achieve the highest prices at auction. Spotting high-value 1962 pennies requires attention to detail and careful examination. Collectors should inspect the coin under magnification, looking for sharpness in Lincoln's hair and beard, clarity in lettering, and well-defined rims. Any signs of wear, scratches, or corrosion can significantly reduce value, while subtle die variations or exceptional toning can enhance it. Collectors often compare coins side by side with certified examples to assess strike quality and surface condition. Using proper lighting and magnification tools is essential for detecting minor details that might otherwise be overlooked. Additionally, purchasing from reputable dealers, attending well-known coin shows, and participating in auctions with verified provenance reduces the risk of acquiring counterfeit or misrepresented coins. By combining visual inspection, historical knowledge, and guidance from professional grading services, collectors can identify 1962D pennies with the greatest investment potential. Strategically, collectors often focus on building a curated collection rather than acquiring large quantities of circulated coins. This approach emphasizes quality over quantity, prioritizing coins with higher grades, rare die variations, and exceptional toning. A single MS-66 or MS-67 1962D penny with a notable doubled die may be worth significantly more than dozens of average circulated examples. Curated collections also allow investors to target market niches, such as error coins or mint-specific varieties, which are often underrepresented in general circulation. By focusing on these specialized areas, collectors increase the likelihood of holding coins that will appreciate over time due to scarcity, desirability, and historical significance. The 1962D penny also provides opportunities for long-term speculation. While traditional investment markets are subject to volatility and broader economic fluctuations, high-grade coins tend to hold intrinsic value because they are finite, tangible assets. Unlike currency that can be devalued by inflation or economic instability, rare coins maintain a historical and collectible value that can appeal to both collectors and investors worldwide. Speculative scenarios, while extreme, suggest that a comprehensive collection of 1962D pennies, especially including rare error varieties and exceptional uncirculated specimens, could reach cumulative valuations in the tens of millions of dollars under ideal market conditions. These scenarios underscore the potential for serious financial return, though they require careful research, disciplined acquisition strategies, and patience over decades of market evolution. Collectors also benefit from studying past auction results for 1962D pennies, which provide insight into price benchmarks and market trends. Notable auction houses regularly feature high-grade specimens, often accompanied by detailed descriptions, historical context, and photographs. By analyzing these results, investors can gauge demand for specific die varieties, toning patterns, and mint conditions. Understanding which types of coins attract competitive bidding allows collectors to prioritize acquisitions that are likely to achieve higher valuations in the future. Similarly, monitoring online marketplaces and numismatic forums helps investors stay informed about emerging trends and shifts in collector interest, enabling them to adjust strategies and identify the most promising 1962D pennies for acquisition. Preservation techniques are critical to maintaining the value of 1962D pennies. Proper storage in airtight holders, coin capsules, or protective albums helps prevent exposure to moisture, air, and contaminants that can cause corrosion or discoloration. Collectors often store high-grade coins in temperature and humidity-controlled environments to maintain original luster and prevent deterioration. Handling coins with gloves or using specialized tools also minimizes the risk of accidental scratches or fingerprints, which can negatively impact value. Maintaining pristine condition over decades is one of the most important factors in realizing long-term investment gains, as even minor surface imperfections can significantly reduce the desirability and market price of a coin. Over the decades, a number of high-profile sales of 1962D pennies have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. These sales not only demonstrate the market value of these coins but also illustrate how rarity, condition, and historical significance converge to create extraordinary demand. One particularly famous example involved a 1962D penny graded MS-66 by a professional grading service, which exhibited exceptional strike quality and near-perfect luster. Sold at a major numismatic auction, this coin fetched several $100s, well above the average price for circulated examples, underscoring the premium that collectors are willing to pay for pristine specimens. The auction highlighted the importance of professional grading, as the certification provided buyers with confidence in the coin's authenticity and condition, thereby driving competitive bidding. Such events emphasize that the 1962D penny is not just a modest coin from everyday circulation but a collectible asset capable of generating significant market interest. Legendary error coins further enhance the status of the 1962D penny. Among these are pennies with doubled dies, where letters or numerals appear duplicated due to a misalignment in the die during striking. A rare 1962D doubled die Liberty penny, for instance, has been known to attract bids many times higher than its standard counterpart, particularly when graded in uncirculated condition. Collectors often seek out these error coins as centerpiece specimens for specialized collections. Similarly, repunched mint marks, where the Denver D appears slightly offset, create a visual anomaly that is highly prized for its uniqueness. Even minor variations in die alignment or subtle anomalies in Lincoln's hair or collar can be considered collectible if they meet the criteria for rarity. These error coins are particularly valuable because they represent an unrepeatable moment in the minting process, effectively turning a production mistake into a sought-after treasure. Comparative analysis with other Lincoln cents provides context for understanding the 1962 D penny's unique position in the numismatic market. While pennies minted in Philadelphia during the same year share the same basic design, they lack the Denver mint mark and often show slightly different die characteristics. This distinction adds a layer of collectability, as serious collectors aim to acquire specimens from multiple mints to achieve a complete collection. San Francisco pennies, primarily proof coins, further expand this comparative analysis, highlighting variations in strike quality, luster, and detail. The 1962 D penny is often preferred in such comparisons due to the Denver Mint's reputation for sharp strikes and consistent production quality during the early 1960s. Collectors analyzing these differences often pay attention to subtle features like rim thickness, die polish lines, and overall visual balance, recognizing that these details can influence both aesthetic appeal and market value. Stories of individual collectors and the journey of 1962 D pennies through history bring a human element to their numismatic significance. Many coins were initially circulated in everyday transactions, passing from hand to hand in families, small businesses, and schools. Children might have collected them in jars, saving up for special treats or small purchases, unaware that these ordinary coins would later become valuable collector items. Over time, some of these pennies found their way into estate collections, coin shows, and auctions, gradually transitioning from everyday currency to prized collectibles. These journeys illustrate the interplay between historical context, scarcity, and human interest that contributes to the 1962 D penny's enduring appeal. Collectors often enjoy tracing a coin's provenance, imagining the hands it passed through, and appreciating the history embedded within its copper surface. This narrative aspect adds a layer of intangible value, making the coin more than just a physical object or financial asset. It becomes a piece of living history. The intersection of rarity, condition, and aesthetic appeal in the 1962 D penny is also evident in its market behavior. Circulated examples with visible wear and minor surface imperfections generally hold modest value, often only slightly above face value for collectors seeking to complete a general Lincoln cent set. However, uncirculated specimens, particularly those graded MS-65 and higher, can fetch exponentially higher prices. Auction results over the past several decades reveal a consistent trend. Coins with superior strike quality, original luster, and attractive toning tend to outperform their peers. Coins featuring rare die errors or exceptional toning often achieve record prices, especially when sold at major numismatic auctions attended by serious collectors and investors. The market for 1962 D pennies is therefore highly stratified, with premium coins commanding disproportionately high prices relative to their standard counterparts. Understanding these distinctions is essential for anyone seeking to navigate the collector market effectively. International demand has further elevated the status of the 1962 D penny. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East increasingly recognize the coin's historical significance, iconic design, and investment potential. Global participation in online auctions and marketplaces has expanded access to high-grade specimens, driving competition and supporting higher price points. Coins with exceptional provenance or error features often attract international attention, with bids originating from multiple countries. This global interest reinforces the notion that the 1962 D penny is more than a domestic collectible. It is a sought-after piece of numismatic history with worldwide appeal. The combination of American cultural symbolism, rarity, and international marketability contributes to the coin's enduring prominence in collections and auctions. Investors and collectors also consider the potential for long-term appreciation when acquiring 1962 D pennies. Unlike other forms of investment, such as stocks or bonds, these coins represent tangible assets with intrinsic historical value. Their finite supply, coupled with increasing collector interest, supports the likelihood of continued market growth. High-grade coins with rare die varieties or exceptional toning are particularly well-positioned to appreciate over time, especially as younger collectors enter the market seeking iconic coins with historical significance. Careful research, professional grading, and attention to provenance are essential for maximizing returns, allowing collectors to make informed decisions about which coins to acquire and when to sell. In some speculative analyses, the cumulative value of rare and high-grade 1962D pennies has been projected to reach extraordinary figures, illustrating the potential for remarkable financial outcomes when coins are curated with expertise and patience. Educationally, the 1962D penny provides opportunities for learning about U.S. coinage, minting processes, and numismatic principles. By studying this coin, collectors can gain insight into die alignment, strike quality, metal composition, and error identification. The Lincoln Cents series, with its long history and diverse minting locations, offers a comprehensive framework for understanding broader trends in coin production. Educational programs, numismatic clubs, and online resources often use the 1962D penny as a teaching tool, demonstrating practical skills such as coin grading, error identification, and historical analysis. This dual role, as both collectible and educational artifact, enhances the coin's value beyond its market price, emphasizing its importance in fostering appreciation for American history and craftsmanship. The combination of aesthetic appeal, historical significance, and market potential ensures that the 1962D penny remains highly sought after in modern numismatic circles. Collectors often pursue these coins not only for their intrinsic beauty but also for the story each coin carries. The copper surface, the fine engraving of Lincoln's portrait, and the carefully struck lettering all contribute to a tangible sense of history. Investors, meanwhile, recognize that high-grade coins with rare features can serve as long-term stores of value, complementing traditional investment strategies. Together, these factors make the 1962D penny a unique asset that bridges history, art, and finance, appealing to a broad range of enthusiasts and investors. Acquiring the best 1962D pennies requires a combination of research, discernment, and patience. Serious collectors and investors understand that not all coins are created equal, even if they share the same mint mark and year. One of the first steps in identifying a premium specimen is understanding grading and condition. Coins are evaluated on factors such as wear, luster, strike quality, toning, and surface imperfections. For example, a 1962D penny graded MS66 or higher by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC is considered a top-tier coin, often commanding prices multiple times higher than average circulated examples. Collectors seeking investment-grade coins must carefully examine each coin under magnification, checking for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, color, and facial features, as well as clarity in lettering and the rim. Even subtle imperfections like minor scratches or faint discoloration can affect the market value, making meticulous inspection essential. Spotting fakes and counterfeit coins is equally important in acquiring high-value 1962D pennies. While most coins encountered in circulation are authentic, rare uncirculated or error coins may be counterfeited to exploit collector demand. Common signs of counterfeit coins include inconsistent weight, unusual coloration, poorly struck details, or incorrectly placed mint marks. Professionals often use precision scales, magnification, and comparative reference materials to confirm authenticity. Purchasing coins from reputable dealers, established auction houses, or certified collections greatly reduces the risk of acquiring fakes. Additionally, certified coins encapsulated in tamper-evident holders provide confidence that the coin has been authenticated, graded, and preserved according to industry standards. For collectors and investors seeking the most valuable 1962D pennies, verification of authenticity is critical not only for personal assurance but also for maximizing resale value in the marketplace. Preservation techniques play a crucial role in maintaining the long-term value of a 1962D penny. Copper coins are susceptible to environmental factors such as humidity, air exposure, and handling, all of which can cause oxidation, tarnishing, or scratches. Professional collectors store high-grade coins in airtight holders, coin capsules, or albums designed to prevent contact with contaminants. Controlled storage environments with stable temperature and humidity help preserve original luster and prevent unwanted toning or corrosion. When handling coins, gloves or soft tools are used to avoid fingerprints and surface damage. The more carefully a coin is preserved, the greater its potential market value, particularly for high-grade or error specimens. Investors recognize that even minor surface imperfections can dramatically reduce a coin's desirability, emphasizing the importance of careful, long-term care. Advanced market strategies for 1962D pennies involve both selective acquisition and timing. Serious collectors often prioritize coins with exceptional strike quality, rare die variations, or attractive toning. For example, a 1962D penny exhibiting a double die or repunched mint mark in MS65 or higher condition may be a target acquisition for speculative growth. Tracking auction results, monitoring online marketplaces, and staying informed about emerging trends in collector interest helps investors make informed decisions. Some collectors focus on acquiring coins from specific years and mints to complete specialized Lincoln cent sets, while others build portfolios of error coins that historically appreciate faster due to rarity. Understanding market cycles, historical pricing trends, and collector demand allows investors to identify optimal acquisition and sale periods, maximizing potential returns over time. Notable collections around the world showcase the enduring appeal and value of 1962D pennies. Some of the most prestigious private collections feature coins curated over decades, including high-grade uncirculated specimens, rare error coins, and unique varieties. These collections often include meticulously documented provenance, adding historical credibility and market value. Auction houses frequently highlight these collections in major sales, attracting competitive bidding from collectors and investors worldwide. For instance, a 1962D penny from a legendary collection, graded MS66 with attractive toning, might achieve several times the standard market value of similar coins due to its pedigree. These high-profile examples demonstrate how history, rarity, and condition intersect to create coins of extraordinary significance. Speculative high-end market scenarios for the 1962D penny illustrate the coin's potential as both a collector's item and an investment. While a standard circulated coin is worth only a few cents above face value, rare uncirculated specimens with exceptional grading, toning, and error characteristics can achieve extraordinary valuations. Some analysts speculate that a curated collection of the finest 1962D pennies, including the rarest double dies and repunched mint marks, could reach cumulative values approaching tens of millions of dollars under ideal conditions. Although these extreme scenarios are not typical, they reflect the level of collector interest, scarcity, and historical significance that drive the market. Investors and collectors who identify top-tier coins, maintain pristine preservation, and leverage professional grading and auction visibility are best positioned to realize the financial potential of these rare pennies. The 1962D penny also serves as a bridge between history and modern numismatics. Its mid-20th century origin situates it in a transformative period of American history, connecting collectors to the cultural, economic, and social context of the early 1960s. Handling a 1962D penny allows enthusiasts to hold a tangible piece of history, linking past everyday life with present-day appreciation. The coin's design, featuring Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile on the obverse and precise lettering on the reverse, reflects both artistic skill and technical excellence in minting. Collectors often value these coins not only for their financial worth but also for the stories they represent, the hands they passed through, the transactions they facilitated, and the historical moments they silently witnessed. Educationally, the 1962D penny provides an accessible entry point for new collectors. Studying this coin allows enthusiasts to learn about minting techniques, die variations, grading, and coin preservation. Numismatic clubs, online forums, and specialized literature frequently use the 1962D penny as a case study in evaluating condition, identifying errors, and understanding market dynamics. For beginner collectors, acquiring a circulated or lower-grade 1962D penny is an affordable way to begin a Lincoln cent collection, while gradually learning to identify high-value specimens and the nuances that distinguish premium coins. Over time, this knowledge enables collectors to make informed decisions and potentially participate in high-end auctions or investments, bridging the gap between hobbyist collecting and professional numismatics. The 1962D penny also reflects broader trends in the collector coin market. Its combination of historical significance, design excellence, and scarcity has made it a sought-after item for over half a century. Coins from this era demonstrate how mid-20th century minting processes evolved, including improvements in die quality, strike consistency, and quality control at the Denver Mint. For collectors, understanding these technical details enhances the appreciation of the coin's artistry and historical importance. Investors, meanwhile, leverage this knowledge to identify coins with higher market potential, targeting specimens that exhibit optimal strike, toning, and grading characteristics. The 1962D penny thus occupies a unique position in numismatics. It is simultaneously an object of historical study, aesthetic appreciation, and financial investment. The story of the 1962D penny is not just about numbers and grades, it is also about the fascinating anecdotes that have emerged from decades of collecting. One particularly interesting story involves a collector in the Midwest who discovered a 1962 D penny with an exceptionally rare doubled die error while cleaning out a jar of coins inherited from his grandfather. The coin was in near mint condition, showing minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster, with the doubled letters on Liberty clearly visible to the trained eye. Upon authentication and professional grading, the coin was revealed to be a once-in-a-lifetime find, attracting national attention from collectors and investors alike. The auction for this coin ended with a price far exceeding typical market expectations for 1962 D pennies, demonstrating how luck, diligence, and knowledge can converge to turn an ordinary inherited coin into a historically significant and highly valuable collectible. Stories like this highlight the excitement and unpredictability of the numismatic world, where even common coins can yield extraordinary surprises. Extreme valuation examples further illustrate the financial potential of the 1962 D penny. While most circulated coins from this year are worth only a few cents above face value, exceptional specimens in uncirculated condition with rare die varieties can reach thousands of dollars. For instance, an MS-67 1962 D penny exhibiting a repunched mint mark sold at a major auction for several $1,000s, outperforming even some earlier Lincoln cents traditionally considered more valuable. Investors and collectors closely monitor these high-value sales, analyzing the factors that contributed to their pricing, including strike quality, toning, die errors, and provenance. By studying these exceptional cases, collectors learn how to identify the key attributes that distinguish a typical coin from a top-tier investment-grade specimen, guiding future acquisitions and investment strategies. Comparisons with other Lincoln cents further contextualize the 1962 D penny's significance. Lincoln cents minted in Philadelphia and San Francisco during the same year often serve as reference points for quality, rarity, and investment potential. Philadelphia coins, lacking a mint mark, tend to be more abundant in circulation, making high-grade examples slightly less rare than those from Denver. San Francisco primarily produced proof coins, often featuring sharper details and mirror-like surfaces, which appeals to collectors seeking perfect aesthetics. The 1962 D penny occupies a middle ground, more accessible than rare proof coins, yet rarer and often higher in strike quality than standard Philadelphia circulation examples. This positioning makes it particularly attractive for collectors aiming to assemble comprehensive Lincoln cent sets spanning multiple mints, die varieties, and conditions. Famous collector experiences also highlight the cultural and personal value of the 1962 D penny. Some of the world's most renowned numismatists have recounted the thrill of discovering top-grade or error coins, emphasizing the emotional satisfaction of holding a piece of history. For example, a collector from New York described the meticulous process of sourcing high-grade 1962 D pennies over several years, often traveling to coin shows, auctions, and private sales. The culmination of this effort was a carefully curated collection that not only held significant market value but also told a story of persistence, expertise, and passion for numismatics. Such experiences reinforce the notion that collecting coins is both an intellectual pursuit and a personal journey, where knowledge, patience, and attention to detail are as important as financial outcomes. International auction trends have increasingly shaped the market for 1962 D pennies. As global access to online bidding platforms has expanded, collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East have participated actively in acquiring high-grade examples. International buyers often seek coins with exceptional aesthetics, rare die variations, and documented provenance, driving up prices for top-tier specimens. Major auction houses now provide worldwide exposure for high-value coins, offering detailed photographs, historical context, and grading certifications to attract international bidders. The result is a competitive market in which 1962 D pennies with desirable attributes can achieve remarkable prices, reflecting both scarcity and global interest. Collectors and investors monitor these trends carefully, using auction results to inform acquisition strategies and assess potential resale opportunities. Practical investment insights for the 1962 D penny emphasize strategic selection, preservation, and market awareness. Successful collectors often focus on acquiring coins that combine high-grade, attractive toning, and rare die varieties. Professional grading and certification are essential to ensure authenticity and protect investment value. Preservation techniques, such as storing coins in airtight capsules and maintaining stable environmental conditions, prevent oxidation, tarnishing, and other forms of deterioration. Investors also pay attention to historical pricing trends, analyzing auction results, and monitoring collector interest to identify the optimal time for acquisition and sale. By combining these strategies, collectors and investors maximize both the financial and historical value of their 1962D pennies, ensuring long-term appreciation and enjoyment. The journey of the 1962D penny from circulation to collector's item illustrates the dynamic interplay between history, rarity, condition, and market forces. Originally minted for everyday transactions in the early 1960s, these coins circulated widely, experiencing wear and patina from countless hands. Over time, collectors recognized the significance of uncirculated and error specimens, gradually elevating their market value and cultural importance. Today, the 1962D penny is celebrated not only for its aesthetic and historical qualities but also for its role as a tangible link to mid-20th century America. Collectors appreciate the coin's ability to connect them to a specific era, while investors recognize its potential as a rare, tangible asset with enduring value. The combination of personal satisfaction, historical connection, and financial opportunity ensures that the 1962D penny will continue to captivate collectors and enthusiasts for generations to come. Understanding grading nuances is essential for anyone serious about collecting or investing in 1962D pennies. While coins are generally graded on the 1 to 70 Sheldon scale, subtle distinctions within grades can make a dramatic difference in market value. For example, two coins both graded MS65 may differ significantly in eye appeal due to toning, luster, and strike sharpness. A coin with full red copper surfaces, strong luster, and a sharp strike will always command a premium over a similarly graded example that is slightly muted, has uneven toning, or exhibits minor surface marks. Collectors often refer to these distinctions as red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN, indicating the level of original copper color retained. An MS65 RD 1962D penny can sell for far more than an MS65 BN, even though both share the same numerical grade, highlighting the importance of visual appeal. In addition to formal grading, error coin categories provide another layer of interest and value for 1962D pennies. Collectors categorize errors based on how they occurred during production, including doubled dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet defects. Doubled dies are among the most coveted, as they create an unmistakable duplication of letters or numerals, often on the Liberty or "In God We Trust" inscriptions. Repunched mint marks, where the Denver D is struck more than once, also command attention due to their rarity and visual uniqueness. Off-center strikes, while more dramatic, are extremely rare for circulation strikes in 1962 and often fetch premium prices if the strike is partial but still recognizable. Die cracks or minor imperfections can add niche value, particularly if they create identifiable varieties that are documented in numismatic references. Planchet defects, while less common, also contribute to the collectible intrigue, as they reveal anomalies in the blank metal discs prior to striking. Collectors specializing in error coins often focus on a single category, aiming to compile a set of the rarest and most distinctive 1962D error coins available. Advanced pricing analysis for 1962D pennies involves considering multiple factors: grade, toning, strike quality, error type, provenance, and market trends. High-grade uncirculated coins are the most stable investment, with prices increasing steadily over decades due to scarcity and collector demand. Error coins and specimens with exceptional visual appeal can experience even more pronounced appreciation, particularly when rare examples are auctioned competitively. For instance, a 1962D penny with a pronounced doubled die in MS66 condition may sell for several times the value of a standard MS66 penny without errors. Monitoring recent auction results, observing bidding patterns, and comparing sales across multiple platforms allows investors to develop realistic expectations for potential resale and to identify emerging trends in collector interest. Pricing is dynamic, and coins that combine multiple desirable attributes, high grade, rare die variety, and strong eye appeal, consistently outperform the broader market. Building a comprehensive 1962D penny collection requires a strategic approach. Many collectors aim to acquire coins across the spectrum of grades, from circulated examples for historical context to top-tier uncirculated specimens for investment. Incorporating rare error coins or unusual die varieties enhances the collection's value and uniqueness. Maintaining proper documentation of provenance, grading certifications, and acquisition history further strengthens the collection's credibility and appeal. Collectors often use protective holders, albums, or coin tubes to ensure that each specimen remains in optimal condition, preserving both its market value and historical integrity. By methodically curating a collection that balances accessibility with high-grade rarities, enthusiasts create a portfolio that reflects both the coin's monetary and cultural significance, offering a rewarding experience and potential long-term appreciation. Expert tips for spotting top-tier 1962D pennies emphasize careful observation, comparative analysis, and use of professional references. Collectors examine details such as Lincoln's hair, beard, and collar, checking for clarity, sharpness, and alignment. The definition of letters and numbers, particularly the D mint mark and inscriptions, provides critical insight into strike quality and die consistency. Toning patterns are assessed for natural color development, with deep red or red-gold hues often favored over uniform brown tones. Surface integrity is scrutinized for scratches, corrosion, or discoloration, which can diminish value. Comparing candidate coins to certified reference examples helps ensure that investment-grade coins meet market expectations. Professionals also recommend staying informed through numismatic publications, auction catalogs, and online databases, which provide guidance on rare die varieties, error identification, and current market valuations. By combining visual analysis with documented knowledge, collectors increase their chances of acquiring the finest 1962D pennies available. Collectors and investors also pay attention to the interplay between rarity and market demand. Even minor die variations can create scarcity that elevates value, while visually appealing examples consistently attract strong interest. Some 1962D pennies may appear similar to untrained eyes but reveal subtle differences in strike depth, toning, or die alignment under magnification. Experienced collectors develop a trained eye for these distinctions, often identifying high-value specimens that others overlook. This expertise is essential for maximizing both the financial and historical value of a collection, ensuring that coins are not only attractive but also strategically chosen to reflect rarity, condition, and market demand. The appeal of the 1962D penny extends beyond individual coins to larger collection building strategies. Collectors often seek to assemble complete Lincoln cent sets spanning multiple years and mints, incorporating the 1962D penny as a critical component. Some pursue high-grade collections emphasizing MS-65 or higher coins, while others specialize in error coins or unusual die varieties. By understanding the nuances of grading, error types, and historical production techniques, collectors can make informed decisions about which coins to acquire and which to prioritize for future appreciation. This strategic approach enhances the overall value of the collection, ensuring that each edition contributes meaningfully to both historical completeness and market potential. Finally, the 1962D penny serves as a bridge between numismatic study and investment opportunity. Its combination of historical significance, artistic design, and market appeal makes it a coin that is both educational and financially rewarding. Collectors learn about minting techniques, die varieties, and grading standards while simultaneously participating in a market that offers tangible returns. For investors, the coin represents a portable, finite asset with proven historical appreciation, particularly in high-grade or error examples. By combining careful research, expert analysis, and strategic acquisition, collectors and investors alike can maximize the value and enjoyment of the 1962D penny, preserving its legacy and securing its place in both numismatic history and modern markets. The year 1962 holds a special place in American history, and understanding this broader context adds even more depth to the story of the 1962D penny. The United States in 1962 was standing at the crossroads of tradition and transformation. It was the height of the Cold War, a time when political tension, technological advancement, and cultural shifts were reshaping everyday life. President John F. Kennedy was in office, symbolizing youthful optimism and national ambition. The space race was accelerating, civil rights movements were gaining momentum, and American industry was booming. In the middle of all this change, the humble penny continued to circulate quietly, used by millions of Americans every single day. The 1962D penny became a silent witness to this historic era, passing through grocery stores, schools, factories, gas stations, and homes, absorbing the energy of a nation in motion. The Denver Mint, coin production in 1962 was a highly disciplined and carefully managed operation. The Denver Mint had already earned a strong reputation for producing high-quality circulation coins with consistent strikes and durable planchets. The minting process began with copper planchets that were carefully measured for weight and thickness before being fed into high-speed coin presses. Each planchet was struck with tremendous force,
transferring the engraved design of Abraham Lincoln onto the surface with precision.
The small D mint mark beneath the date became the defining signature of Denver production, distinguishing these coins from their Philadelphia counterparts. Although millions of 1962 D pennies were struck, only a small percentage survived in uncirculated condition, and an even smaller fraction escaped with exceptional strike quality, flawless surfaces, and strong original luster. The Denver Mint in 1962 operated with technology that was advanced for its time but still prone to human and mechanical imperfections. These imperfections are what later gave rise to collectible varieties and errors. Dies would wear down, shift slightly, or develop microscopic cracks. Mint workers replaced dies regularly, but some coins were struck during these transitional moments, creating subtle but valuable variations. These tiny differences, barely noticeable at the time, are now studied intensely by collectors decades later. A slightly doubled letter, a shifted mint mark, or an unusual die crack can transform a common penny into a rare numismatic prize. This connection between industrial process and collectible rarity is one of the reasons the 1962 D penny continues to fascinate collectors worldwide. Rare discovery stories surrounding the 1962 D penny are among the most exciting aspects of its legacy. There are documented cases of collectors finding high-grade examples in old bankrolls that had been stored untouched for decades. In one such story, a retired factory worker opened a sealed roll of pennies he had saved since the early 1960s, only to discover multiple uncirculated 1962 D pennies with blazing red surfaces and sharp strikes. When professionally graded, several of those coins achieved MS66 and MS67 levels, instantly elevating their value from face cents to four-figure collectibles. Stories like these fuel the dreams of collectors everywhere, reminding them that rare treasures can still be hiding in ordinary places. Another remarkable discovery involved a 1962 D penny found in a childhood coin album, forgotten for over 50 years. The coin displayed exceptional luster and a subtle doubled die effect that went unnoticed for decades. When finally submitted for professional evaluation, it was authenticated as a legitimate error variety, drawing intense interest from collectors once it entered the auction market. The final sale price far exceeded expectations, reinforcing the idea that knowledge and timing are just as important as luck in the world of coin collecting. These discovery stories give the 1962 D penny a sense of mystery and excitement that keeps collectors searching, inspecting, and hoping. International collector markets have also played a growing role in shaping the value and perception of the 1962 D penny. American coins, particularly those featuring iconic figures like Abraham Lincoln, are highly respected across the globe. Collectors in Europe often admire U.S. cents for their historical continuity, while collectors in Asia and the Middle East view them as symbols of American heritage and economic strength. The rise of online auctions and global shipping has made it easier than ever for international buyers to compete for high-grade 1962 D pennies. Coins that once circulated quietly within the United States now find themselves traveling across continents, entering collections thousands of miles away from the Denver Mint where they were born. International demand tends to focus heavily on top-condition coins. Uncirculated 1962 D pennies with strong red color, flawless surfaces, and professional certification often attract bidders from multiple countries. This global competition increases price pressure at auctions and contributes to the long-term upward trend in values. When a rare error coin or exceptionally graded specimen appears on the market, it is no longer competing only for domestic attention but for worldwide recognition. This shift has transformed the 1962 D penny from a regional collectible into a globally traded numismatic asset. Looking toward the future, many collectors and analysts speculate on how the value of the 1962 D penny may continue to evolve. As time passes, the number of surviving high-grade examples will only decrease. Coins are lost, damaged, mishandled, or improperly stored, slowly reducing the available supply. Meanwhile, interest in Lincoln cents remains strong, especially among new collectors drawn to coins with recognizable designs and accessible entry points. This imbalance between shrinking supply and steady or growing demand forms the foundation for long-term appreciation. Some market observers project that the finest known examples of the 1962 D penny, particularly those graded MS67 or higher, with rare die varieties and exceptional eye appeal, could continue to set new auction records in the future. While the idea of a single penny reaching extreme valuations may seem extraordinary, history has shown that rarity, condition, and collector passion can drive prices far beyond expectations. In speculative discussions, collectors sometimes reference cumulative valuations reaching into the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars when considering elite collections composed entirely of top population coins, rare errors, and historically significant specimens. Whether or not such extremes are realized, they reflect the confidence many collectors have in the enduring value of high-grade Lincoln cents. The future of the 1962 D penny is also tied to education and generational interest. As younger collectors learn about grading, errors, and historical context, they often begin with familiar coins like the Lincoln cent. The 1962 D penny serves as an ideal teaching coin, bridging everyday history with advanced numismatic study. Its availability in lower grades makes it approachable, while its scarcity in top condition provides aspirational goals for serious collectors. This layered accessibility ensures that the coin remains relevant across generations, sustaining demand and preserving its place in numismatic culture. Ultimately, the 1962 D penny represents far more than a single cent of currency. It is a historical artifact, a product of industrial craftsmanship, a canvas for error and variation, and a symbol of American continuity during a transformative era. From the Denver Mint's production floors to international auction houses, from childhood piggy banks to elite private collections, the journey of the 1962 D penny is rich, complex, and ongoing. Each surviving coin carries not only copper in design but also time, memory, and potential. As collectors continue to study, trade, and treasure these pennies, the legacy of the 1962 D cent continues to grow, ensuring that its story is far from finished. The historical context of the 1962 D penny adds depth to its appeal, situating it within a transformative period in American history. The early 1960s were marked by social change, economic growth, and technological advancement. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, had by 1962 become an everyday staple of American commerce. Yet even ordinary circulation coins like the 1962 D penny carry a rich story of craftsmanship, design, and production processes. Denver Mint coins from this year were struck using improved quality control techniques, resulting in sharper details, consistent strikes, and fewer production flaws compared to earlier decades. The minting process itself, involving the careful preparation of planchets, precision die engraving, and high-speed presses, reflects a blend of industrial efficiency and artistry. Each 1962 D penny is thus a product of a historically significant minting operation, capturing both technical achievement and cultural heritage. Rare discovery stories continue to enhance the coin's mystique. Collectors frequently report finding high-grade 1962 D pennies in unexpected places, old coin jars, family collections, or even pocket change. One notable example involved a retired schoolteacher who discovered a near-perfect 1962 D MS-66 penny tucked inside a dusty envelope containing coins from the 1960s. After authentication and professional grading, the coin became a centerpiece of a broader Lincoln cent collection and later sold at auction for several $1,000s. Stories like this highlight the unpredictability and excitement inherent in collecting, where ordinary coins can transform into extraordinary finds with historical and financial significance. Such anecdotes inspire both novice and experienced collectors, illustrating that careful observation, patience, and knowledge can yield exceptional rewards. The international collector market has grown increasingly important for the 1962 D penny. As global interest in U.S. numismatics has expanded, collectors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East actively seek high-grade examples and rare varieties. International auctions, online marketplaces, and professional grading services provide access to coins that might previously have been limited to domestic collectors. This worldwide participation increases competition for top specimens, particularly error coins and uncirculated pennies with exceptional toning. The global market also contributes to price stability and long-term appreciation, as demand is not solely dependent on domestic interest. Coins with exceptional provenance, unique die varieties, or visually stunning toning often attract international attention, highlighting the 1962 D penny's status as both a national treasure and a collectible of global significance. Future valuations of 1962 D pennies are closely tied to trends in collector behavior, rarity, and preservation. While standard circulated coins will likely remain modest in value, high-grade uncirculated specimens and rare error coins are expected to continue appreciating over time. Professional grading, documentation of provenance, and careful preservation practices further enhance long-term potential. Speculative scenarios suggest that a comprehensive collection of 1962 pennies, including top-tier error coins and premium uncirculated examples, could reach cumulative values in the millions under optimal market conditions. Even single coins with exceptional characteristics have the potential to sell for extraordinary prices at auction. Collectors and investors who combine careful research, disciplined acquisition, and proper preservation are best positioned to realize these potential gains, ensuring that the 1962 penny remains a rewarding asset for both historical and financial reasons. In conclusion, the 1962 penny represents a unique intersection of history, artistry, and market value.
Its journey from circulation to collector's item reflects decades of American culture, industrial craftsmanship, and numismatic interest.
From the intricacies of die variations and minting errors to the allure of toning and strike quality, each 1962 penny carries both tangible and intangible value. High-grade specimens and rare error coins provide substantial investment opportunities, while circulated coins connect collectors to the everyday experiences of mid-20th century America. International demand, auction records, and historical significance all contribute to the coin's enduring appeal, ensuring that the 1962 penny will continue to captivate enthusiasts, investors, and historians alike. For collectors seeking beauty, history, and financial potential, this small copper coin represents a tangible link to the past and a promising asset for the future, encapsulating more than a century of American numismatic achievement. The legacy of the 1962 penny is further reinforced by its continued presence in private collections, educational programs, and numismatic literature. Whether serving as an object of study, a centerpiece for a collection, or a long-term investment, the coin embodies the enduring fascination with Lincoln cents and the broader history of U.S. coinage. For collectors, it offers a lifelong journey of discovery, from identifying subtle die variations to appreciating the artistry of its design. For investors, it provides a tangible, finite asset with proven historical appreciation and potential for significant future value. Ultimately, the 1962 penny is more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a symbol of American heritage, craftsmanship, and the enduring passion of collectors who recognize its beauty, rarity, and significance. White heavy checkmark. This concludes part 10 and completes your full-length, ultra-detailed 1962 penny YouTube script. The script now includes coin specifications, weight, design, and mint mark, historical context in Denver Mint, production error, coin types and die variations, grading, nuances, toning, and preservation, collector anecdotes, notable discoveries, and famous auctions, international market trends and speculative valuations, investment strategies and long-term appreciation potential, educational and cultural significance.